Ladies and gentlemen, week 8 high school football moments away here. We are ready for an outstanding show. Sit back, relax, and listen to the guys talk some high school football tonight. Cool temperatures are moving in. Playoffs are in the distance. The district race has never been hotter. We can't wait for week 8 edition of high school football. Moments away, ladies and gentlemen. Special guest on the panel tonight. Tune in. We'll see who he is. We'll see you in a second. Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Y'all got that staticky noise in y'all's ears? Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Week 8 edition of Under the Lights, here live from Opelousas, Louisiana, home of Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts building here in Opelousas, Louisiana. We are in for a treat. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a jam-packed show for you. We have a lot to talk about. Little town for to get through it, Gary. Gary,
Yeah.
we got a lot on this paper here. We got some blockbuster matchups, and we have some district races to talk about. Cool weather is moving in. A lot of stuff to talk about, Gary. We're in the middle of October, which means a lot of guys will be wearing pink around, which is awesome to see.
You're right. Very excited to. The weather's getting great. It's typical football weather. The pink's going to be out. Everybody's going to be wearing it, and there's a reason for that, and you all know what that is. But man, I'm excited about it. I woke up this morning. I had a chill in the house, and it was like, oh yeah, it's football weather.
It's football weather, yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, guest picker for tonight will be none other than a super fan that's always in the chat week in and week out, Mr. Brendan Laughlin. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Pleased to be here, Jordy. Pleased to be here, Mr. Gary.
Yeah, great to have you, man.
The
Yes,
pride
sir.
of Elton has made his way down to Opelousas, Louisiana. And what a season Elton has had so far up to this point, Gary.
Oh yeah, Elton's been doing phenomenal. Not everybody wanted to give him credit, but I tell you what, they've done a great job this year, and proud of them. Proud to see him, keep improving like that.
Gary, flip the page on this week 8 list of games, and you look at some of those final games, and it's like, okay, you can turn the page. I don't know if we could pick them tonight.
Yeah, see that? You passed me up, and now you want to make it harder on me not to catch you up. That's terrible, man.
One of our bigger weeks of Thursday night games also.
Right. I was looking at that. You got 11 games on Thursday night that we're picking.
11 games on Thursday night.
You're not giving me a chance against all these other guys that have guest picked all these tough games.
Man, this is one of the. I tell you what, he's been picking some good and getting some good games going. So I'm very excited to see, what the future's going to bring as far as the picks. Because I mean, there's no bad games in here right now.
Right.
I mean, it's all good games. So look out.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jordan Taylor. This is your special guest picker, Mr. Brendan, and this is Mr. Gary Swallow.
Hey, guys.
Behind the desk, making all the gadgets work tonight, will be Mr. Keith Crozier. Welcome to the show. If you're a first-time listener tonight, have a little fun with us. We got a lot to discuss. Pick some games with us later on. Got some headlines to talk about. Where will our locals be in the rankings this week? Gary, Brendan, we got new blood on top of the rankings this week at number 1 with a couple different divisions. Stick to
Really?
it. Can't wait to announce those teams. Also, a very special moment that I put in some work to make this happen this week. So we'll put that on the screen later and show you what we're talking about. And just a little thank you to everyone that's been on the journey. Also, Mr. Swallow, we talk about who's on the bubbles, and we got to talk about this district race.
Right.
So we talk about, before we get going there, I want to say our thoughts and prayers are with Mr. Donald Young.
Yeah, Big D, was stepping back away from our picks and our show this year for health purposes. He had surgery and had a little mishap, and he's in the hospital again. May have to have some surgery again. But I want you to know, Big D, our thoughts and prayers are with you, and we want you to get a speedy recovery and get back here on the set with us.
Yes, indeed. Also, missing a couple guys tonight, so we will see them soon whenever they can come back also.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody's looking for Holden's sick tonight.
Oh, my goodness. They got a bug going around. Be careful, guys. You might catch it.
Brendan, go ahead at this time. Introduce yourself to everyone watching, those that don't know who you are. Who are you? Where you come from? And why is that E on your chest?
My name's Brendan Laughlin. Like Jordy said, pride of Elton High. Indian pride never dies. That's a given fact. I was born and raised in Elton, class of 2016 alumni. My family's real big over there on a grocery store for those around the Basile area. Miss T's Meat Market and Deli. So family's real known down there. I was a 2-sport athlete at Elton. Played football, ran track, played receiver, played some DB. So my love of high school football never left. I got family members that still play. Shout out to my cousin Horace Edwards Jr. Down in Basile doing his thing. And then I had an old cousin who played for Kinder just a few years ago. So the love's still there, and it always will be.
It never goes away, right, Mr. Swallow?
We've been involved with high school football since 78 whenever I was in school. And when I graduated, I just kept on doing it, so it's great.
Keith, at this time, I would like to put that thing on the screen that we talked about earlier. So you might not be able to see it well tonight. I'm going to make a post after the game is over. I started working on this last night, Gary, and you're going to like this. I put down every team we've ever got the chance to cover on a Thursday or a Friday night.
Oh, wow.
Or a Saturday.
That's great. We had some Saturday games.
Gary, I put this all together, and I started to look at this, and you're not going to be able to see it tonight, so I'm going to make a post about it afterwards. But how about this? 64 different teams we've had the pleasure of covering in our reign here for Under the Lights.
Oh, wow. That is great, man. That's amazing.
Brendan, we have covered a game in 37 different stadiums.
Wow.
In our 4-year span here.
Wow.
And also a total of 129 games covered in 4 years, Gary.
129 games.
129 games Under the Lights have called.
That is amazing. That's awesome. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
You look at some of these records here for some of the teams that stick out. You got a lot of 0-1s, which we only cover once. You got a lot of 1-0s, which you only cover once. But you got a lot of these teams that stick out with some of these records. And one of them that sticks out right off the gun, Basile.
Right.
Basile, when we cover Basile, they are currently 9-3.
Oh, my God. I didn't realize that.
4-year span.
Great ball club.
Great ball club.
Really
Yes.
great ball club.
You want to know another good ball club, Gary? Abbeville.
I knew they won there.
Abbeville currently 6-1 when we cover their football games.
That is amazing.
Kinder 5-5.
Wow. Yeah.
Still there. Acadiana Wrecking Rams. Why did we get away from the Rams?
Oh man, I don't know.
Because we have a perfect record when we cover Acadiana 5-0.
Uh-huh.
Sure, they probably
Yeah,
like
that
y'all to
means-
go out there more often.
Yeah, they
Right.
they need to give us a call. We'll be more than happy to be out there.
Sacred Heart 3-0. How about
Wow,
the
the
Trojans?
Trojans.
We've covered them 3 times, and they've won every time we've been there.
That is amazing. That's great.
OC 3-2. You got a couple of other ones like, let's see, and then you got our alma mater, Gary.
Yeah.
We've covered them a lot. They're 2-9.
Oh yeah,
That's a rough one there.
that's rough on us, man. That hits us in the heart.
Correct. So that's just a look at something that I put together last night. Thought it would be something to share. 64 different teams have got covered from this program. 37 different stadiums.
That's amazing in itself, man.
129 games covered, and we're going to make that 131 after this week.
Right. You're right.
Thursday night football this week, ladies and gentlemen, takes us to John C. Buck Stadium, home of the Kinder Yellow Jackets. It will be Kinder, South Beauregard, live on Under the Lights. That's 1:30. Number 1:30. And then Friday night football, oh, baby, what a game. Opelousas High versus Cecilia Bulldogs, live on Under the Lights. That's 1:31.
That's going to be – those 2 games are going to be good. But that Friday night game right down the street from us here, Jordy, and I don't care what anybody says, that's going to be for the district championship in my eyes, because I tell you what, OHS is clicking on all cylinders. I'm so proud of what they're doing out there, so look out.
Yeah, some guaranteed fireworks in that one for sure.
Most definitely.
All right, let's go ahead and shift gears at this time, and we're going to go to our headlines of the week, Mr. Swallow.
Yes, sir.
Brendan, the way this works, we talk a little headlines leading up to this week and last week. If you have anything that you saw last week that just sticks out that you would like to say at this time, you can. What you saw in Week 7 that sticks out.
I think the big thing for me was St. Louis's win over Lake Charles College Prep. That's Lake Charles College Prep's first loss in district in 17 games. So it's been a long time since any team in that district was able to beat Lake Charles College Prep. St. Louis had a young team last year. Believe they said they had maybe 13 or 14 sophomores that were starting against a very skilled and athletic Lake Charles College Prep team last year, and you know they handled business against St. Louis last year. But that group comes back and obviously showed a lot of growth in a year, able to get the big win last week over Lake Charles College Prep.
Right. Very good.
We get it. We get it. Jake McCoy knows a lot, ladies and gentlemen. We get it. We get it each and every week. Every single week we get it. He knows a lot. He knows a lot. He knows a lot. He knows a lot. We get it. We get it. We get it. We get it. Moving on. Gary, any headlines?
No, I'm just excited. You know, I was impressed with the game that we covered as far as Sacred Heart going down to Eunice and really doing a good job and proving their strength. I was real excited to see that game. First time we got a chance to be in Eunice at St. Edmunds. And other than that, I mean, I think there's a lot of things that we're going to talk about in a little bit.
Right. Let's get this ball rolling. Welsh Greyhounds, Gary Swallow. How about this gesture from the coaching staff? Welsh football coaches and players after the game stayed in the end zone and watched their band perform who was not able to perform at halftime. So they performed after the game, and that team and coaching staff all sat out there and watched that team, that band group perform, and they supported that group that did not get their moment at halftime. What a gesture there. They could have went celebrate in the locker room. They could have went talk to their parents, and they stood out there. A great moment there from the Welsh Greyhounds.
Right. Well, that shows that the school has good support for all assets, aspects, whether it's football, basketball, baseball. I mean, you think about that, but the band is a very big part of your football. I mean, they're the ones that's playing in the stands and supporting you and everything. So that's great that the football team did that and the coaches.
How about Leesville's sophomore running back Xavier Ford scores 5 times in their win over DeRitter, back-to-back 5-touchdown weeks for the sophomore.
A big game for him, especially in that rival game against the Ritter.
Right. That is just amazing. Amazing.
Tomorrow night, Westminster of Lafayette hosts Lafayette Renaissance, Gary, at Broussard Sports Complex for the night of Hope Cancer Awareness Game. So they're having a Hope Cancer Awareness Game, and they're getting donations bucket at the gate. What a great suggestion there between Westminster Lafayette and Lafayette Renaissance. They're going to call it the Hope Cancer Awareness Game.
Well, that just shows how in tune that, these schools are. Anytime you're doing that, the cancer awareness is around, and I have had relatives in my family that have passed because of this, and it melts my heart to see that these schools are actually doing positive things like that. It's awesome.
About Graham Monte
Excuse me.
from St. Louis, with a huge night on defense, recording 19 total tackles, 8 solo, 1.5 tackles for loss. He's averaging 13 tackles a game. How about Graham Monte from St. Louis?
Awesome. That means he was around the ball all the time.
Back-to-back weeks, the young man makes our headlines. He's doing good things for that Saint program.
Oh, yeah.
Catholic of Baton Rouge, they got a good one over there. His name is Shelton Sampson. He caught 5 passes on Friday night, and that's all he would need. So when you look at this, you probably say, man, he must have had a lot of yards after them 5 catches. But no, Gary, no, Brendan. Shelton Sampson, he is now the school's single-season receptions record leader after that 5th catch on Friday night. Congratulations to Shelton Sampson, now the single-season receptions record leader at Catholic of BR.
That is amazing because they've had a lot of good receivers, come out through that school, and congratulations.
Congratulations, young man.
Central of Baton Rouge, Glenn Gage, he rushed 34 times for 189 yards. We talked a little bit about this last week. You don't really see tailbacks and fullbacks get 30-plus carries anymore, but we like to highlight it whenever they do.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Ain't nothing like a good running back. I hate to say that. A lot of people don't realize that, your fullback and your, tailback, they're very important parts. If you need a yard, if you need 2 yards, man, that's good power running.
Well, Madison Prep, here's a 2-parter right here for you. First off, we started with the receiver from Madison Prep. David Jones had 5 catches. Back to that 5 catches thing. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to talk about his yardage. 230 yards on 5 catches and 2 touchdowns. Holy hell, how much?
What a night.
What a night. Mm-hmm. 230 on 5 catches, Gary.
Sounds like Jalen Hyatt out of Tennessee against Alabama on Saturday.
That's like you say, okay, he's running out there. I know he's out there. Throw it. Just go get it.
Toss it up. He'll get under it.
Speaking of Madison Prep, one more time. They played ULAB. They were at ULAB. Madison Prep kicker Calvin Spears with the walk-off field goal, a 29-yarder at the buzzer to lift Prep over U-High 40-37.
Wow. That's a lot of pressure on a kicker, especially in high school. Good to have the ice water in his veins to just come out there and do it. That is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
How about Opelousas High? The game we get to cover Friday. We get to see this young man in person. His name is Jonathan Ford. He breaks the school single game record for tackles for loss against Livonia last week. That was previously held since 2006 at 7. Congratulations, Jonathan Ford. Just hit the record books at OHS.
Man. And I think there's a lot more records that are going to fall, man. This team is clicking on all cylinders. Congratulations, young man, and keep it up.
Keep staying in that backfield, young man.
That's right.
Ouachita Parish survives a late surge from Alexandria, by stopping the potential game-winning two-point conversion. Alexandria came all the way back, falls at the end, failed two-point conversion, 49-48. What a game.
What a game.
That when you see a game like that, it's a shame that somebody has to lose. But, man, can you imagine the excitement at that field? Oh, my God.
I played my fair share of those games when I was in high school. You love them, but you hate them.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You hate to be on the wrong side of it. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'm asking everyone to give your prayers for number 14, Brendan Harris from Homer. He went down with a season-ending injury, a broken femur, last Friday. We're sending our prayers and our thoughts with that Pelican football player.
Right. You know, you don't ever want to see somebody get hurt, and especially something as severe as that, you know, and that's our thoughts and prayers are with him, his family, and all of the coaches and all the players over there, because I'm sure, you know, he's a big part of the team.
Prayers for a speedy recovery to him. Always tough to lose somebody like that in a big game against Prescott last week.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a three-pointer for the North Central Hurricanes? Number one, North Central quarterback, true sophomore Craig Malvo breaks the single-season school record for touchdown passes through the air. He now sits at 18.
Wow.
He's got to throw it to somebody, right?
Correct.
How about his companion, North Central's Devon Laverne, breaks the single-season record for touchdown receptions at 11 touchdowns on the season. Number 6 for North Central, Davion Laverne breaks the all-time single-season record for touchdowns, and the quarterback breaks the touchdown record.
That is amazing. That's amazing.
It's impressive at any level.
Right.
Wanted to say we could not get a game going this year, right?
Right.
With North Central.
Mm-hmm.
So we went and met with the team this week.
Correct.
Talked to the coach. Our Week 9 game, they moved it to a Friday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were supposed to go.
We were supposed to go to their Thursday Week 9 game. It got moved to a Friday night. So it pretty much gut punched there where we could not cover that program because they was doing great work. So what we did this week, Gary, we went and sponsored their pregame meal.
Right. We did that to show our respect because we had everything set up and we just had to couldn't be there. So out of respect, we just did that for them this week.
So keep up the hard work. Finish strong, Hurricanes.
Right. But I got to say something about the Hurricanes, man. All that they've been through over there at North Central, I mean, you know, to break their losing streak, you know, and then come out and win, and they're playing some good ball. They're scoring points. So, man, there's a big turnaround at North Central. Congratulations.
So you spoke about it a little bit earlier, Brendan. You said St. Louis snaps Lake Charles College Prep's district streak that was at 17 straight district games in a row. Congratulations to the Saints. Big-time win for that program.
Huge win.
How about P.J. Martin from De La Salle scores 5 times in a blowout win over Jeff Davis County. A lot of guys putting up big numbers around the state.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Southside, brand new program, not far into it. They now set a school record for 6 straight wins on the season. So, I mean, you're going to see this team start breaking more records as it goes because they're brand new.
Coach Fontenot is doing a great job over there. If I'm not mistaken, I think he came in from Crowley. And, you know, when I've met him before because I had a martial arts school up there and I actually taught his son. But when you see what he's done in a short period of time, it makes you think that, look out, this guy knows his stuff, and this Southside Sharks team is going to be a strong team to deal with in the future.
They got a big one this week, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Most
yeah.
definitely.
They get over that Ram hump. That's going to be the test.
That's going to be the million-dollar question right now.
Headed into Week 8, ladies and gentlemen, there is currently 14 undefeated teams remaining. We're coming down. Who's going to be standing in the playoffs goes undefeated? We'll see.
Yep.
So 14, Gary. We was at one point we had a lot more.
Yeah, we had a lot more
Yeah.
down to 14, and can they stay on top and stay undefeated and unblemished? Because when the playoffs get here, whatever you had in the past, it's 0-0.
Yep.
It's a brand new schedule.
2 more weeks to make your claim, and then whole new season.
Right, you're right.
How about Westminster? We talked a little bit about North Central earlier, but we did leave out Westminster. Reels off a huge comeback win over North Central, 35-32. At one point, that game was 32-14. I believe it was heading into the fourth quarter. Holy comeback.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that was amazing. As much as I gotta say positive about North Central, but Westminster coming back, not giving up, and just say like me, strapping up that chin strap a little bit tighter and getting after it. So that was amazing.
How about Union Parish, ladies and gentlemen? A big-time turning point in that game, a huge moment. It came when their safety returned a 103-yard interception return. That might have been the decider because the final score was 29-21. So 103 yards to the house, 2 plays after Sterlington intercepted the pass of their own.
Right. I mean, it
Yep.
just they took it to the house and they got points right off of it. So it's amazing. That was when you told me about that, I was like, oh my God, that was great.
Union Parish finally gets their revenge. It's been a long time coming for that program.
And they may face each other again. Can't ever tell.
Even Trey Holly said that. He said that he knows it's coming. He knows it's
Yeah.
coming.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Where will they see each other in the playoffs, or will it be in the big dome itself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rematch.
How about North DeSoto, Gary? When you hear this one, you might leave the table.
I might.
North DeSoto's defense has caused 32 takeaways through the first 7 weeks.
Wow.
32. Oh my God. That is amazing. When you have a defense that is basically, you call that ball hawks. They got a bunch of ball hawks that's on there. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Congratulations to y'all guys.
Final headline of the week, ladies and gentlemen, it goes to Sacred Heart. Listen to these stats, fellas. Hayden Drudy, you know the name.
Mm-hmm.
He won player of the game last week by Under the Lights.
Right.
We saw this young man in person. You was impressed, right?
I was very impressed with him.
Not sure if you got to see the game or
Oh,
the
I
highlights.
did. I did. He played a great game against St. Ed's last Friday.
Hayden Drudy, quarterback from Sacred Heart, rushes 22 times. This is a quarterback.
Mhm.
He rushed 22 times for 166 yards. Here's what he did with the passing game. He went 10 for 13, 158 yards passing, and he had the dagger when he went untouched up the middle. 22 carries and 10 for 13 through passing. What a night.
Right. And when you say untouched, we mean untouched. There was nobody near him when he broke through that line, and there was just nobody at the line. He just went straight to the end zone.
Gary, it's 3rd and 20. St. Ed's fixing to get the football back, and they put the ball in their best player's hands, and the rest is history.
You're right. That was amazing. We were in shock whenever we were calling that, and it was like, oh, my God. And like I said, nobody touched him.
Are we missing any headlines from last week? I know somebody just put in the chat about Church Point, and how impressive is this? Church Point is on a 29-game regular season win streak.
Church Point is the real deal, guys. I mean, their defense is not as solid as it was last year, but, man, their offense is just kicking on all cylinders, and their defense is playing just enough to where they're undefeated.
Yep.
And I think they're going to make a rush for that title again.
Wouldn't surprise me to see them in the semifinals. It's been
Yeah.
the last 2-3 seasons they've been in there and just can't quite get over the hump. So
Yeah, well, we're hoping that we can get them. We'd like to see some of the local people get it.
oh yeah.
Missing anything?
No, I
Are
think
we
we're
ready
good.
to move on to the next subject?
Let's
I
go.
think we're ready.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to shift gears. We're going to head to the rankings.
Yeah, buddy.
Who came in ranked number 1 in week 8 polls on Go Preps. We will see. We're going to start off in Division 1. We got new blood at the top of the food chain, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Back on top like they never left before, coming in with a 5-1 record, is the Zachary Broncos. This is Division 1 public.
Right. And I'll tell you what, that, I knew that was coming because, when they lost that game, it was a shock. But then it's like they just been hitting on all cylinders, so look out.
Oh, yeah. When you got a tough schedule like they've got, and to have 5 wins in throughout those 6-7 games,
Correct.
can't blame them for being in the number 1 spot.
Oh no, they're kicking now. They're doing what they need to do. So I'm excited about that.
Here we got new blood sitting at the Division 2 public rankings this week. We had it for 3 or 4 straight weeks with OHS sitting at the top. This week, West Feliciana jumps into the driver's seat. They come in 7-0 in the year, and they are ranked number 1 heading into Week 8. West Feliciana Saints.
Right.
Division 3, Division 4, no changes there. Same 2 faces. Let's talk about them. 6-0 Manny Tigers. Who's going to go knock them off their throne? They represent Division 3 right now.
That's going to be hard.
Yep.
That's going to be a hard thing to do right now.
That's an athletic ball club, and that's a physical ball club, and it's going to be tough for any team to match that.
You know who else is tough in y'all division? It's the next team representing Division 4, ladies and gentlemen, with a 6-1 record, the Kentwood Roos, baby.
The Kangaroos are kicking, brother. And like I said, man, they're just so hard to beat, especially when they're under the water tower. It's unbelievable. And like I said, I think Kentwood's going to make a run for it no matter what.
Oh, they're a tough program, have been for a long time.
Since I was in school, they've been strong. And that's a long time ago, guys.
Division 1 private. Same face up there.
Mm-hmm.
To be the champ, you got to beat the champion. You got to knock them off their throne.
Yep.
6-1 Catholic of Baton Rouge. It took a team out of state to give them their first loss of the season.
Right. I don't think honestly, looking at their schedule, man, I think they're going to be hard to beat.
Division 2, same old face at the top, but much deserved.
Mm-hmm.
They earn it.
Yep.
Back-to-back weeks. You can call yourself the number 1 ranked team in the state when you go into Westgate, when you go into LCA, and you knock off those 2 programs.
Right.
7-0, Turlings Rebels ranked number 1 in Division 2 private this week.
You're right, man.
Yep.
Turlings, I'm going to tell you, I ain't got nothing but praises to say for them right now. We had our doubts of how good they really were. Boy, did they prove us wrong.
Yep.
They are a force to be reckoned with.
Until somebody knocks them off their throne, they deserve the number 1 spot.
They
You're
got a
right.
big one this week. Holy cow, what a
Yeah.
big game.
Yep.
You right on that.
Private school Division 3 bracket, Newman staying on top. They have not moved in the last few weeks. They ranked number 1 once again with a 5-1 record.
Yeah, the Greenies, they're there for a reason. They got a great quarterback, Texas commit. Sorry about that. I hate to see that, but it's the Arch Manning show, and we're gonna see how can he keep them going forward and give Newman the championship. That's going to be the thing to think to figure. So
Yep. If they ever could win it, it's his senior year.
Yeah,
They
this
better
is
do
it.
it now.
Defense
You're
has got a
right.
big task to stop him.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Division
private
4.
school Division 4. Finally.
oh man,
Finally, Gary.
they got some recognition, right?
5 weeks ago, we said this is the number 1 ranked team in the state, and they're finally getting the credit where it is.
Right. We were talking about them all year, how strong they were, and they finally got recognized for it.
19 of the last 20 quarters, they have not allowed a point. Am I right?
Correct.
My.
19 of 20.
Shout out to that coaching staff and those guys.
7-0, number 1 ranked team in the state. Vermilion Catholic, welcome to the top.
man, I'm going to tell you, they're going to be a tough team to compete against. And I don't care whether it's the first week of the playoffs or in the Dome, they are going to be a worthy opponent. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if anybody can beat them right now.
Screaming Eagles place is going to be rocking all the way through the playoffs for
You're
sure.
right.
They got they got some tough competition to go through, but they are a quality opponent.
Right. And they that team travels well. They have a good support staff all the way around, so look out.
All right, let's take a look at our locals, ladies and gentlemen. Our locals are just around the area. We're from Opelousas here, so don't jump on the dog when we don't name somebody from New Orleans or Shreveport here.
Yeah, please don't fuss at us because, like I said, we're staying local.
Here's where your locals come in ranked for Week 8. Starting with Division I Public, Zachary, the big dogs on top. Southside at number 5. Westgate at number 7 and Denham Springs at number 9. Division II Public, number 2 ranked team in the state this week, Opelousas High. Number 5, Church Point. Number 8, Iowa. Number 11, Cecilia. Oh, yeah, 2 phases 11 this week. Number 13, St. Martinville. Number 14, Abbeville. 17, Bruley. 18, Iota. 19, Erath. 20, Kaplan. 22, Eunice. And 23, North Vermilion. And 28, Brobridge. Brobridge right on that line.
Wow.
Got to be careful.
Yep.
Division III locals, where are they at in the playoff, the rankings right now?
Right.
Number 5, Voyos.
Right.
Number 14, Lorville. Number 19, Patterson. Number 22, Westlake. Number 23, Port Allen. And number 25, Mamu. Can we see Mamu get in?
Wow.
That's a possibility.
Wow. That would be a big surprise.
Division 4, baby. How about Basil Bearcats coming in at number 7? It's a good spot for them.
That's not bad, yeah.
Don't need to drop anymore.
Nope.
Number 9, Welsh Greyhounds. That's a dangerous 9 seed.
Yes, you're right.
It is.
Number 10, Oakdale. That's another dangerous 10 seed.
You're right. Mikey's in the chat. I know he's looking at us. But, yeah, Oakdale's got they got a good ball club right there.
Turned things around this year.
Number 12, Grand Lake. 14, Oberlin. 15, East Bow. 16, Generette. Number 18, Franklin. Number 20, Gaydon. Number 22, Delcom. Number 23, Lake Arthur. 24, Centerville. Brendan, coming in at 27, Elton. You can't have no room for error. If you want to be in the playoffs, you got some work to do. That way you can put your stamp and say you're in.
Yep, and they got a big matchup this week against a big-time district opponent.
Oberlin's coming to town, or they going to Oberlin?
They're going to Oberlin.
Oh, it's going to be a big
It's
one.
going to be a big,
It's going to be rocking.
yep, big rivalry game.
You want a signature win and put yourself into the playoffs with a team that's got 5 wins on the season? Or 6 wins on the season? I forget what it is. Go win this week.
Yep.
Yeah, they do
Yep.
that. That'll definitely give them a big check.
Yep.
Private school locals, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1 ranked team, Catholic of BR. Number 7, Karen Crow. Number 12, Acadiana. Number 17, Woodlawn of Baton Rouge. And number 21, Lafayette High.
Right.
Division 2, where did our locals fall in Week 8? Gary, Brandon, number 1 plays number 3 this week.
Wow.
That is awesome.
What a matchup that's going to be.
Turlings comes in at 1. St. Thomas More comes in at 3. Where's the game to be at this week? A lot of them say it's OHS and Cecilia. A lot of them say it's Turlings, Turlings and St. Thomas More.
Right.
But they got some huge ones around the state.
You're right.
LCA at 6. That's a dangerous 6 seed.
Yeah, you're right.
7, Madison Prep. All they did last week was go knock off ULAP.
That's right. They just went out there and did it.
How about the Red Hot Saints with St. Louis coming in at 10?
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
That's dangerous.
That's
Very
dangerous as a 10.
And Northside flirting on the edge at 22 right now. Only 24 get in. to the private school playoffs.
Right. Man, that's going to be exciting to coming in the next. Those seeds are going to just be moving up and down for the next 3 weeks.
Yep.
Crazy.
Division 3,
Next 2 weeks.
Dunham at 2. Notre Dame Pios at 4. Episcopal at 6. Parkview at 9. ULAB at 11. Catholic of New Iberia starting to turn it on. They at 13.
Yep.
Lake Charles College Prep, that won't be no easy game for anybody
Nope.
Right.
if they stay falling.
Mm-hmm.
They're at 17. And Ascension Episcopal at 21.
Wow, that's some good quality ball clubs right there.
Brandon, let me talk about a little 1A district for you. Check out these 3 teams who are undefeated in the same district. Vermilion Catholic represents Division 4 at number 1. Central Catholic, also in that district, comes in at 3, undefeated in that district. Hanson Memorial comes in at 7, also undefeated.
In that district.
That's a 3-way race, and it's going to be a hell of a finish there.
Oh, that's going to be a great end of the season for those 3.
You're right. Amazing.
Central Catholic and Hanson have a date this week.
This way, right?
Sacred Heart comes in at 10. Catholic of Point Capee at 12. Southern Lab at 14. OC at 18. And St. Ed's at 19.
Man. Ain't nothing but excitement on that page, brother.
Nope.
That was a look at our locals, where they fell in the Week 8 playoffs. It's going to be some fun playoff brackets.
You're right.
Round 1, there might not be much cakewalks in round 1.
Oh, I think with the new way they set it up, there's going to be all good games.
Oh, definitely. You got teams like Lake Charles College Prep who are sitting at 17 who are more than capable of going on the road and beat anybody they play.
Oh, God.
Hands down.
Amazing.
How about teams on the bubble? Public side representing Division 2 Northwest, Jennings and Rain are all on the outs right now, but they're flirting around that line.
Right.
They're on the bubble. Can those 3 sneak in to the playoffs? That would be the thing to watch.
Right. That's going to be amazing.
Kinder also on that line for Division 3. They come in this week at 29. They got some work to do. They can get it done this week with a big win, but it won't be easy.
Oh, no, not at all.
So if they want to get into that playoff mix, they got to take care of business.
Yep.
And Kinder's one of those teams where they just want to get in.
Right.
And let's see what happens on the field after we get in.
Yep.
Maryville out of Division 4 on the bubble. Private school Division 1, Liberty Magnet and Como on the bubble. Division 2, Bolton. They're right there, Gary. Can we see Coach Dortez's football team get in the playoffs? They're right there. Bunky's right there also out of Division 3. And then Westminster, big win last week, bumped them up. They're one slot away.
Yep.
And Highland Baptist also on the bubble. So those are your bubble watches for Week 8. A lot of football still left to play. But there's your bubble watch.
Right. And like I said, as every week goes by, that bubble is going to keep alternating up and down and up, everything like that. So we're not going to know who's in the playoffs till after Week 10.
Yep.
Fellas, anything y'all want to say before we move on with the show?
Nope. Let's get
We're ready.
All right. How about let's take a look at the district race from around the state. So I wrote down some districts around our area. I wrote down some key district races around the state. So let's talk a little bit about those matchups right now. Where does these district races lie?
Right.
Starting off with 6-1A. Opelousas Catholic off to a 2-0 start, but right on their tail, 4 teams with a 1-1 record. Catholic of Point Capee, St. Ed, Sacred Heart, Westminster. That district very well still alive, but
Right.
OC has the keys right now.
Right. I'll be honest with you, man. OC's playing some good ball. It's going to take a lot to beat them.
Yep, and they playing good ball at the right time,
Yeah.
right towards the end of the year.
They're hitting it on all cylinders at the end of the year. That's where you want to be.
It's not often you come into week 8 and you have a 5-man race for a district title.
Right. That's amazing to see that.
It's going to change after this week, but it's just
yeah.
something to see. How about 1-1A? This is a very good district here. Glenbrook comes in 4-0 in district play. Homer comes in 3-0 in district play. And Haynesville 2-1. A 3-man race for 1-1A. Boy, that's some good football up north.
Oh,
You're
it's,
right.
it's all great ball clubs.
It's going to be amazing once, who can knock off who, and you got 2 undefeated teams. Can that one loss team knock off the other 2? I mean, who can do that? So we'll see.
1-3A. How about this race? Carroll 4-0. Union Parish 3-0. And Richwood 2-1. That's a 3-man race, and you never know which way this district will go.
You are right. It's unbelievable.
Especially with the way Carroll's been playing so far this season. A really tough ball club to beat.
I agree.
Should be a good matchup in a few weeks with Union.
Oh, yeah. How about 2-5A? One of the better districts in the entire state. Ruston, 2-0. West Monroe, 2-0. Ouachita Parish, 2-0. Does it get any better than that race right there?
No.
In 5A, no.
And I wouldn't want to have to pick them, but, man, it is unbelievable to have. West Monroe, has controlled up there. You have all of those Ruston and all that. I mean, it's just unbelievable to see all those North Louisiana schools just as strong as they are.
Yeah.
How about 3-3A? The district race that we've been following oh so close. Iowa 4-0. St. Louis 4-0. Lake Charles College Prep 2-1. And Jennings 2-1. That's a 4-man race. It looks like it's Iowa St. Louis, but we can't talk too early.
You cannot discount Lake Charles College Prep, and they're going to have a big game today. This week. But, man,
if Lake Charles College Prep knocks off Iowa and Iowa knocks off St. Louis next week, we got a
3-way tie for first place.
3-way tie for first place,
Right.
just like that.
And that means, first of all 3 of them are going to make the playoffs. So where are they going to be seated? Oh, my God.
Oh,
That's all I can say is, oh, my God.
How about 6-3A? Madison Prep 4-0, Parkview Baptist 2-1, and ULAB 2-1. Prep holds the head-to-head over ULAB. Keep an eye out on that. Can Prep go on and win the rest of their games and just beat outright?
Yeah, that's possible, man. I'm going to tell you something. Don't underestimate Prep. Lake Charles College Prep is a good ball club.
Madison Prep.
Oh, Madison. I'm sorry. I was like, I said, okay, we're talking about this one. Madison Prep. Madison Prep's even better to me. I'm sorry. You can't cut these. You can't downplay anything. But these guys, as long as Madison Prep is on the field, look out, they have a chance to win.
Yes. How about 3-5A? The Lafayette Lake Charles District. Southside 5-0. Acadiana 5-0. Karen Crow 5-1.
Bears.
It's a 3-man
Oh, man.
race, and Southside and Acadiana have a date this week.
This week. Oh, my God.
Karen Crow's only loss came to Southside.
Right.
If Acadiana beats Southside this week, and
Then
Karen
it's
Crow
Southside.
beats Acadiana week 10,
Mm-hmm.
we're right back in that mix of a 3-way tie.
Right.
I just love how football can play out.
That's when you start having to figure out math and all that, and who win who and who.
Oh,
who
yeah.
be, it's like, okay, you got y'all both got the same. Y'all all 3 got the same record. Y'all tied. Whatever.
4-3-8, Church Point 4-0, Iota 3-0, Mamu 2-1. That's a 3-man race, but I think it's coming down to week 10 with Church Point and
Yeah.
Iota.
That's gonna be a big game.
I think you're right on that, Jordy. I think it's, but I think if I'm not mistaken, I kind of picked that all the way a long time ago. I said to me, Church Point and Iota are going to be the game to decide the district championship, and the fact that it's week 10, why not?
Where's that one at? Is it in Iota or is it Church Point?
Don't know yet. I don't.
I just
think
know it's going to be on Bear Nation Broadcasting's live stream.
No, that's going to be a big one. Iota's
Oh.
Iota's a better ball club than their schedule shows.
We're going to have
Yeah.
that one playing in the press box wherever
Wherever we
are.
at, you're right.
For 4A, you want to see a hell of a race? It's still a 4-man race here. A lot's going to change after this week, but how about St. Thomas More 2-0, Turlings 2-0, Westgate 1-1, LCA 1-1? That district is far from over.
Oh, what
Oh,
a
you're
district.
right.
Oh, what a district.
You are 100% right. That, oh man, like I said, that there, that's all I can say is wow.
Gary, you said Catholic of Baton Rouge earlier might not have a tough opponent late in their schedule, right?
I don't know.
I'm looking at their district right here. 2-0 Catholic of Baton Rouge, 2-0 Zachary, 1-1 Scotlandville, 1-1 Woodlawn. Catholic still got to play Zachary.
Oh my
man.
gosh.
That's a matchup.
They should have put that one on ESPN.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
That would have been worth watching.
5-5A Denham Springs, Dutchtown, and East Ascension all tied 2-0. 3-man race heating up in 5-5A.
That is awesome.
How about 5-1A? Brandon, I think y'all out of the race.
Oh yeah, definitely hit a rough stretch. Believe they had an injury bug hit us in the second half last Friday against Gaydon, 2 weeks ago, excuse me, and then a very very good East Bogart team. They're real physical, real tough. That's what they're known for. So they're out of the race, but should be a good end of the road for these three that are in it.
Basile comes in 4-0, rightfully so.
Yes, sir.
Oberlin 3-1. Oberlin's hoping for a little help from East Bow down the road. East Bow's 2-1. East Bow's only loss this year came to Oberlin. Oberlin's only loss this year came to Basile. So week 10 matters if East Bow keeps winning.
Yep.
If East Bow loses before we get to week 10, you can crown Basile outright district champs.
Pretty much, yes.
So we'll keep an eye out on that race. 5-1A heating up. Going to be a great finish. How about 5-2A, ladies and gentlemen? Welsh Greyhounds 2-0. Notre Dame 2-0. Grand Lake sitting at 1-1. That's a 3-man race, but it looks like Welsh and Notre Dame are going to meet up for a district title.
Yep.
That's what it's looking like. Yeah.
Yep. Be a date week 10.
Greyhounds, Pios. Boy, that's some good football there. That game is going to be packed.
Yeah. Jake said the game's going to be in Iota.
Church Point,
Church
Iota.
Point in Iota. Yeah.
Not an easy place to go. And
Oh
win
no.
Nope.
I remember them days. Oh God.
5-3A, Gary. This is a fun district race here. St. Martinville 1-0, Abbeville 1-0, Erath 1-1, and Kaplan 1-1. That is still far from over. There's two teams right there that's only played one game.
Wow. That's weird.
Kaplan's got St. Martinville this week. Abbeville's got Erath this week, so we should have a better understanding when we head into week 9. But if you want to throw a wrench into things, let Erath win and let Kaplan win, and then we're all sitting 2-1.
You're right. You're right. That's gonna be talk about a big monkey wrench there, boy. Oh my gosh.
It's 5-4A, your race this Friday. It is 2-0 Cecilia, 1-0 OHS. And then you got, I think it's Livonia or Brobridge sitting there at 3. But Cecilia OHS, in my opinion, is your district championship game.
I think so. I got to agree with you on that. Unless something crazy happens, I think those two teams are the best two teams in the district.
Oh, definitely.
And it's going to be a great one on Friday.
Oh, yes, you are so right.
4 more to get to, and then we'll move on with the show. 7-1A, like we talked about earlier. Hanson Memorial, 4-0. Vermilion Catholic, 3-0. Central Catholic, 3-0. Some good football there, played by some 1A schools.
You are so right.
And they all got to go through each other. That's going to be playoff football from week 8 to week 10.
Right.
With that district.
And beyond. Yeah, and beyond, because you figure all three of them are going to make the playoffs.
Right.
Yeah, so it's unbelievable.
8-2A. Laurelville 2-0, Catholic New Iberia 2-0, Ascension Episcopal and Franklin hanging on in the race at 1-1. So Catholic New Iberia starting to heat up, Gary.
Yeah, starting to really, really get.
They done wheeled
excited.
off 3 in a row after a 0-4 start. 8-3A, 1-0 Berwick. 2-0 Edie White, 1-0 St. James. That Edie White St. James matchup
That's going to be.
seems like it's the way it's going.
That's what it's looking like. Edie White, man, they're playing some good ball. I'm just so impressed.
St. James Troy in the chat right now, they very well could walk away with this district title, but they got to go through Edie White and Berwick first.
Correct.
ED White's tough, but
Yeah.
St. James is a very, very athletic ball club.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Last one, Gary, Brendan, 9-1A. Slaughter Community Charter, 1-0. Kentwood, 1-0. Southern Lab, 2-0. Kentwood, Southern Lab in the same district this year.
Wow. That is going to be amazing fireworks towards down the end.
And I believe they played in the same jamboree earlier this season down in that area. So it'll be nice to see them meet up again.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be amazing.
All right. We
Man,
got through
that was fun.
We got through that part of the show. You know what the next part is?
Yes, sir, E-Bob.
What everybody's been waiting on.
Yeah, they're going to have to wait a little bit longer.
because he got some stuff.
Let's see if I can get to my sponsors. Ready, Keith? This week's Thursday night game is brought to you by LaCourse Pest Control. We will be at Kinder and South Bow this coming Thursday night. You can count on them to deliver friendly and dependable service at an affordable price. LaCourse Pest Control are family working to protect yours. Give them a call at 337-884-7435 and tell them that UTL sent you by. Ask for Mr. Josh. See you tomorrow night, Mr. Josh. This Friday's game is brought to you by 3 businesses in the Opelousas area. We're going to start off with business number 1, and that's going to be the Crawfish House. The Crawfish House and Grill sponsoring Opelousas High versus Cecilia this Friday night. Crawfish House and Grill located at 1214 South Union Street in Opelousas, Louisiana, now under new ownership. Come dine with them for some great Cajun hospitality and cuisine. Now featuring happy hour on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 to 7 p.m. So thank you so much to the Crawfish House out of Opelousas, a big sponsor for this week's matchup. Another sponsor for this week's matchup, it goes to an alum from the Tigers, Mr. Mikey with Mikey's Donuts. Mr. Mikey is an OHS alum, just like Big D, just like Keith. Just like Neil Revere.
Yeah.
We got a lot of people, even we got Esprit in the chat. A lot of people are OHS alums. So let's talk a little bit about Mikey's Donuts. Mikey's in Opelousas is a cozy donut shop located just off I-49 and exit 19 West. Call them today at 337-942-2128. Open Monday through Sunday. Find them on Facebook or their website for more information. Tell Mr. Mikey that we said hello, and he wants to say go Tigers this week, and that's the OHS Tigers. And your final one, ladies and gentlemen, goes to your favorite place to eat, Gary Swallow.
Yes, buddy.
Mama's Fried Chicken, ladies and gentlemen. Family-owned local restaurant serving our community and surrounding areas since 1977. That's 46 years in the business.
That's right.
They're located at St. Landry Street and Jake Drive in Opelousas, Louisiana. Mama's Fried Chicken, ask them about their party platters for all your game day needs. Drumlets, chicken salad, sandwiches, deviled eggs, chicken tenders, shrimp, and fish. Thank you so much to Mama's Fried Chicken, Mikey's Donuts, and the Crawfish House sponsoring our Friday night game this week. Ready or not, Gary or Brendan, it is that time of the show. It is officially week 8. High school football game picks time, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like to follow along with the panel for tonight's show, you have that opportunity. Just put your teams in the chat that you choose to win, right?
That's right.
So we got about 40-something of these babies to get through. Got a lot on Thursday night, got a lot on Friday. Brendan, if you know something about the team that you want to share, if it's a matchup that excites you, don't be shy.
Alrighty.
Talk away because Gary's going to let me do all the talking.
Not all the time.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. It is that time of the week that you always are ready for. You got Holly's lock ready to go at that point? Okay. All right. Let's start off our action with 3 and 4 Reign heading down to winless Washington Marion. And Chris says, Gary, take my advice tonight if you want to get back on track.
Hey, I may just do that.
You talk about Reign and the Wolves. They are trying to get that comfortable playoff spot. They don't want to get that tough draw in the first round, so big wins the rest of the way is pivotal.
Correct.
I think Reign going to be too strong running the football in this one. What do y'all think?
I agree. I think Reign's going to overpower Washington Marion.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take Reign. Washington Marion had they were actually up on Eunice last week in Eunice, until the fourth quarter, and then Eunice come back and won it at the end.
Speaking of that was an
Yeah,
overtime
that was
thriller.
overtime thriller,
Oh, yeah.
right.
So you like Reign in this one?
Oh, I like Reign in this one.
All right,
Go across the board.
across the board for the Reign Wolves.
Chris said he going with Washington Marion.
Chris Esprit, if you want to win this week, you got to pick Washington Marion, Gary.
No.
Gary says no. All right, Chris, he ain't on board. Don't feed him at the tailgate Friday night.
Hey, we'll talk about that after I pick OHS or wherever, you know. Hey, we'll talk.
1-6 South Beauregard at 1-6 Kinder. Gary, Brendan, this is a must-win for both teams. A loss right now pretty much puts them out of playoff contention.
Right.
So it's a must-win type of game. You got to think both teams show up and play with a sense of urgency where they're fighting for their playoff lives. You might see guys playing with their hair on fire in this one, and you know that if you don't win this one, the tomorrows are almost over.
Right. I'm with you on that.
Yep.
I think both of these teams are evenly matched. I think it's going to be a very good, but I think the edge is going to go to Kinder because they have home field advantage, and when they play at home, they seem to get it a little fired up a little bit more. So I'm going to go with Kinder.
Yeah, like he said, that 1-6 just doesn't look,
That don't look
right.
right.
It looks like a misprint. And Chris said it best
Yeah.
there. Which
Which
Kinder team shows up?
That's right, Chris. You hit that one on the head, buddy.
Yep.
I mean,
It gotta show up with a sense of urgency if you
Yeah.
want to be playing on week 11.
correct.
We'll see.
A lot of people, I don't know if some people may not in the chat might not know this, but Kinder was just 2 or 3 minutes away from beating an undefeated Church Point team in Kinder.
Right.
I mean, Kinder's that tough.
Ran out of gas.
Yep,
Yeah.
just ran out of gas right there in the end. I think Kinder's. I mean, both 1-6 with them and South Bow, but I think Kinder's gonna take this one at home.
Yeah, gotta think if they protect the football in this one, Gary, I think it's gonna be a big confidence win for them.
Oh,
moving
most
forward.
definitely.
They need it.
They definitely need that, especially going forward.
How about 2-5 Livonia Wildcats hitting the road, heading down to play the Jets? They're going down and they're gonna head down to Rice, capital of the world, take on 1-6 Crawley. This is a district matchup, if I'm not mistaken, and it is not. So I'm looking at this wrong. This is just an out-of-district
Right.
game. Both of these teams scheduled. Both of these teams looking for a big win. They both need it.
Right.
Gents, Wildcats, who you got?
Man, this is, to me, I'm going to be honest with you, this is a hard pick for me. I think Crowley is, chomping at the bits, and I think Livonia, man, I got a gut feeling. I think Crowley's going to win, man. So I got to go with Crowley.
Good pick, my friend.
I just got a gut feeling there.
Brendan?
Going Gents.
You like-
I'm going with the Gents.
Like the Gents, huh?
If you look at Crowley's schedule, it's tough, and they played Iota in Iota, and was a possession away from winning that ball game.
Right.
So I'm gonna give the edge to Crowley this week.
Yeah, Crawley's played a lot of teams close early.
Mm-hmm.
As of late, not sure what has happened as of late, but if the Crawley team from the early in the season shows up, I think they won't have any problems with this one, but I expect a 4-quarter war here.
Oh yeah.
Right. Oh, I agree with you on that.
I like Crawley at home. 2-5 South Lafourche hitting the road, going down to Sulphur, Louisiana to take on the swag surfing self of the Saints. St. Louis welcomes a 9-district contest with South Lafourche. Can South Lafourche throw a monkey wrench into St. Louis's plans, as you don't want to get caught looking ahead to a district title game next week? But can St. Louis stay focused and take care of business at home this week?
Yes. I think St. Louis is going to just be too strong.
Yep. St. Louis is. I believe those sophomores last year are really good. I think they take care of business against South Lafourche.
Yeah, and that quarterback that St. Louis has is special. And we just talked about their linebacker for the headline show, and that man is averaging 13 a game.
Correct.
And that's a defense that flies to the ball. I like the Saints in
Yep.
this one.
Right. I agree with you.
Ville Platte, big homecoming win last week. It felt good, and when it feels good, it rolls over into next week where you're playing with confidence, Gary. But the problem here is they got to go to a 7-0 Church Point Battle and Bear football team that is hitting on all cylinders right now. They got a 3-headed monster over there that's scary.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a really scary night for Ville
Ville
Platte.
Platte.
I'm sorry. There's no other way to say it. Church Point big.
Church Point is big. They're fast. They're physical.
Right.
And I think they go 8-0 this week.
Most definitely.
Yep,
Most
I
definitely.
agree. Going with the Bears.
How about this football game here? 3-4 versus 3-4. East Beauregard headed down to Maryville, a Beauregard border battle. In this contest, who do we like?
Man, this was it is a hard game for me to pick. Eastbo going into Maryville. I'm not sure how strong Maryville is, but I don't know. I would say Eastbo. I have a feel, man. Just something about Eastbo right now. So I think I'm going to go with them.
It's two both run heavy offenses.
You,
Just
you
all
familiar
together,
with both
Yeah.
these teams?
all the way. I mean, I played against these teams. I've watched these teams. So I know how these teams are. Both run heavy. Both want to win at the line of scrimmage. And I think when it comes down to that factor, I think Eastbo's going to have the edge. I think Eastbo's going to play keep away ball like they always do. I think they beat Maryville.
That Hildrich in the backfield is a monster.
That's what got me. It's like, oh my God.
If you're Eastbo, you have to win this football game.
Right.
You know
Pivotal.
why?
It's pivotal.
Because if you want to set up a Week 10 senior night district championship game with Basile, this
You gotta
is a
win.
must-win game. And I think they're going to win it because they're looking at that Week 10 matchup.
Yep.
So give me Eastbo on the road. Fellas, we're 6 games in and nobody wants to pick against each other, huh?
Not really.
We got some good ones coming up, though.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't gonna stay there long. How about 3-4 Ascension Episcopal at 4-3 Lowerville? Lowerville got back on track last week with a big win at home, and Ascension Episcopal big road win last week.
Right.
So both these teams coming off of a win. Somebody is gonna head into week 9 feeling really good with a 2-game winning streak.
Right. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give the edge to Laurelville. That's something about that team. So I just think I'm gonna go with Laurelville.
I do the same. I think Louisville playing at home, they're tough to beat. So I'm going to give the edge to Louisville.
Brandon, I picked Ascension Episcopal 3 times early in the season. Gary can tell you.
Yep.
And how many times they burnt me? All three
3.
times. They're not going to burn me here in week 8. Give me Laurelville at home. Oh, baby. Look
Now
at these
this
next
other
4.
Here we go.
Man.
All right, folks. I know we drown y'all to sleep when it comes to these first early picks because we set up the ending to be so great
And they are.
with picks. But
My God.
these last 4 for Thursday Night Football, holy hell.
You right. That's the
Yep.
only way to say it. You right.
Yep.
So you might as well wake up, sit up in your chair, and think about these next 4. We're going to start off with undefeated Carroll, headed down to 6-1 Franklin Parish. Big time district matchup, big time rankings on the line. Something's got to give. Can Carroll stay undefeated, or is Franklin Parish at home the difference? Big plays waiting to happen in this one.
Yep.
Gary, I know it's tough.
I know. It's
Brendan,
it's crazy.
what you wrote down, Brendan?
So I got this noted. In all those games that Carroll's had this year at 6-0, they've yet to give up 20 points on defense.
There you go.
They've yet to give up more than 20 points on defense with the explosive offense like they've got. Give me Carroll on the road.
Man.
Carroll on the road. And you said they haven't been giving up 20 yet?
They have not given up more than 20.
Franklin Parish?
20 is no. Carroll has not given
Okay.
up more than 20 points on defense.
All right, I think you said that backwards.
Oh, excuse me.
So we got a Carroll right there for Brendan. Gary,
Man, I just
you need a coin?
no. I think I'm going to go with Franklin Parish.
Franklin Parish
think
for
the home-
Mr. Swallow.
I think the home field advantage is going to be there for him.
We
I
have-
think it's going to be an awesome ball game, though.
we have our first disagreement of the night.
Well, I mean,
Somebody wants to know who Carroll played.
that's the one you got to flip. You got to have a coin to flip, man.
Some good old North football in that district.
You're right.
I know for sure the big time win the Carroll got. I believe they beat Sterlington
Beats,
on the road.
beats Sterlington is their signature win. Franklin Parish's signature win? Beat St. Fred's. Lost to Union Parish. Beat Tioga. Give me Franklin Parish at home. Home team in this one. I think they played a better schedule.
Now, this next one's going to be hard.
This next one is interesting as 7-0 Hanson Memorial comes in to 6-1 Central Catholic. You could probably catch that one live on the radio station. They got a radio broadcast team from that area that usually goes live on Facebook. So if you want to see 7-0 versus 6-1 on Thursday Night Football, I will share that pick. Hanson Memorial Central Catholic, guys. Somebody's going to move into this district race and go give Vermilion Catholic a district title game. Who's it going to be?
Man, I think these two teams are so evenly matched. I got to give the edge to the home team. I'm going Central Catholic.
Central Catholic.
Central Catholic has scored 35+ in every game this year, and Hanson has scored 28+. Going to be a lot of points scored. I'm going home team, Central Catholic.
Home team. That's going to be across the board here. I like Central Catholic at home. We saw Central Catholic in that final play against Abbeville. We never thought they would be where they're at now, Gary.
You're right. You are absolutely right. Amazing. That's all I can say.
Next matchup, ladies and gentlemen, how about, can I just say the names?
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't even want to say these records.
You don't
because
even
of these
have
names.
to. Right.
Avoyelles headed down to take on Southern Lab. Who put this game together? Hats off to you, whoever said, let's play Avoyelles versus Southern Lab in Week 8 next year.
You're right. And like I said, you got a powerhouse, and as far as that offense, Avoyelles, so precise. That's the word, I guess you'd say. It's unbelievable. So hard to stop. And you got Southern Lab. I'm sorry, Southern Lab got athletes, man. They got coaching. They got everything. How can you, not, pick for either one of these teams because they're so good? I'm gonna go Avoyelles, man. That's just something about that team. I'm sorry. I'm going with
time pick on the panel just now.
I'm going. I hate to say it, but I'm going with Avoyelles. All these and look, Southern Lab is a great team. I'm very, very excited for them. But man, that's just something about this Avoyelles team that really gets me excited.
Brandon?
They're tough. Southern Lab is a tough place to play. I mean, year after year, Southern Lab's at the top, and you see them winning big time games. I think Avoyelles goes into a really big, hostile environment in Southern Lab, but I think they fall short in a close one. I think Southern Lab is going to win a tight one on Friday night.
Brandon, if this was Southern Lab's defensive line from last year, I would have to agree with you in this one because how nasty was that D-line last year?
It was awesome. I don't want to say nasty. I say awesome.
Mm-hmm. Avoyelles on the road. I think they get about 4 onside kicks in that one.
Yep.
And I think the 2-point conversions will matter.
Right.
I think both teams will go for 2-point conversions. I think Southern Lab will punt. I think Avoyelles will go for it on 4th down. They might get it a couple times. Yep. If they don't, it could be a long night. But if they do, Avoyelles on the road for a big win.
You're right.
This is last year. I'm rolling with the Kittens because how we saw them play Manny.
Right. Yes.
5-2 versus 5-2. Do you dare pick Madison Prep to go down and take down Warren Easton this week?
You go first.
Brendan, do you dare pick Madison Prep to go take down Warren Easton this week? You look at it. They'll probably match up well together.
Oh, I mean,
who's going to win in the trenches? I mean, Warren Easton got some big boys up front. This might be a 40 to 50 type of deal
Oh
after
yeah,
it's all over.
I believe it's going to be explosive. I believe it's going to be a lot of points scored. Like Jordy said, 40 to 50 points, more than likely for each ball club. I mean, Madison Prep's got athletes. Warren Easton's got athletes. But I think you're playing in a big environment. Warren Easton. I like Warren Easton at home. I think it's going to be a really close one.
Man, I gotta agree with you on that because I was just like going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But yeah, I think Warren Easton's gonna win at home
Warren Easton.
in a close one. I think it's gonna be a close ball game.
Yeah, it's going to be really close, I believe.
Warren Easton at home, but don't think Prep lays down in this one. They're going to go out there and they're going to try to win this football
Oh
game.
yeah.
And-
Most definitely.
And if they do, we won't be surprised.
No, not at all. Not at all.
If they can go on the road and back-to-back weeks knock off a ULAB, then a Warren Easton, then we're talking about the wrong ones playing for the title.
Yep.
You're right.
So we'll keep a close eye on that one. But for now, we're going to go with Warren Easton. Maybe we have some shockwaves on Thursday night.
We might. Oh my god, this is some good games, dude.
These last 4 on Thursday have been some big games and good
A lot
games.
of people are going to keep a close eye on Thursday night this week.
Right. Oh, well, this is gonna be awesome. I'm just excited, but I still can't believe it's week 8 already, man.
Week 8.
You blink and it goes.
And you know what week 8 calls for, Gary?
What's that?
At this time, it is time to show everyone Holly's lock of the week. Holly is currently 6-1 on the season. For locks, Gary, Brendan, who would she pick in week 8? Ladies and gentlemen, Holly's lock of the week goes to Basil over Port Barry. Holly doing it to her alma mater this week with her lock of the week, Gary.
I know it hurts me too, but I gotta agree with that.
Holy cow. The fiance speaks, and I think the panel might follow suit. What do we think, panel? Holly trying to go 71 on the year. Holly also said she's going to finish this thing 15-1 or 14-1.
14-1.
14-1. So we'll see.
Hey, I can't argue with the man.
Remember, she cannot pick the same teams twice in the same season.
Right.
So this is a brand new team on her locks.
Right.
What you big cheesing for
No,
over there?
because I know that, like y'all said earlier, a lot of people on the panel are probably are watching this pick because
You got two alma maters here.
Yeah. We got Port Barry people here. We got
Elton Indian over here.
Indian over there.
Elton
and then
Indian over here. We live in Port Barry.
Port Barry, right.
But, Gary, you look at it.
Yeah.
You got a football team that is still searching for their first win of the season.
Right.
You got a football team that has played damn good football through the first 7 weeks. With a
God.
Hail Mary against a really good Sacred Heart football team. We
Yep.
saw that
We
Sacred
did.
Heart football team, and they're good.
Right. They are good.
Basil on a last-second prayer.
Right.
Basil through 7 weeks. That's a damn good football team.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely, man. And, to lose a game like that and, basically that's the only blemish in your record, man.
You're one play away
You're
from
one
being
play-
7-0.
Yeah, one play
You're
away.
one play away.
One play
So,
away
I
from
mean,
overtime.
I got to agree, man. I don't, as much as I hate to say this, I think Port Barry's going to play him tough a little bit, but I think in the long run, Basil's just going to overpower him, man.
Yeah, you look at your two-headed monster in the backfield, Horace Edwards Jr.
Right. Most
and
definitely.
Ashton DeVille, and you got I call him your secret weapon, Gary.
Mm-hmm.
He runs out there, Mr. Ross Cortez, baby, with his punts and his extra points. When will they give him a field goal? I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
'Cause
I don't
we
know.
haven't seen it in person yet, but he stays perfect
Yeah,
on
he's-
extra points.
Yeah.
It looks like it's down the middle every time. It's unbelievable. But I think it's unfortunately, I hate to say this, but I think they're just going to be too strong for the Devils.
Yep, I agree.
We even got a Elton Indian to pick Basil just now, ladies and gentlemen. You
No.
don't see that anywhere else except under the lights.
You're right. Well, it does help. He has relatives on the team.
Oh
Right?
yeah, it does. It does.
All right, next up, 4-2 Oakdale headed down to 0-7 Pickering. Pickering trying to get that first win of the season, but it won't be easy this week because Fear DeVere is coming in full force. The Oakdale Warriors roll in this one because of physicality.
Oh, yeah. Mikey's going to have that team ready to go. He's going to be calling the power. Mikey, just put it on them, buddy.
They're going to win up front. They're going to run it up and down the field on Pickering. I believe Oakdale wins big.
Yep, Oakdale across the board. Sometimes teams just don't like physical football.
Right, and I got to say something. Isn't Pickering the Red Devils too?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Mikey, the offensive coordinator for Oakdale, is a former OC Viking, and he don't like Red Devils too much, so he gonna kind of try to pour it on, I think.
My, oh, my.
You didn't know that, did you?
4-3 Delcom headed down to winless West St. Mary. Homecoming night for West St. Mary. They're going to welcome in Delcom. Delcom have dropped off a little bit, Gary. They was out to a red-hot start. A couple of losses against some good opponents. Can they get back in the win column this week and get things rolling again for the Panthers?
Honestly, I don't think so. I think Delcom's going to go in there and be a little bit too strong for them. They got momentum and they got everything going, so I'm going to go with that. Delcom.
Yeah, but you said that wrong.
Why?
I said Delcom has lost a couple these last few weeks.
I know they have, but then they're going to get upset and they're going to get excited because they're going against a team that hasn't won a game and they're going to win.
So they get things.
Things put back to normal. Yeah.
Yep, they get rolling. They're gonna get back in the win column. They're gonna beat West St. Mary on the road.
0-7 Pine Prairie at 2-5 Northwest. If I got that record wrong, I apologize.
Who's that?
The Raiders.
I'm not sure.
Raiders welcome in Pine Prairie this week. They're sitting on the table right here next to Brendan. If you want to show the crowd the Northwest and Pine Prairie helmet. This is Basile and Port Barry. They were on the table also.
Right.
So we also show our matchups here.
Right.
Raiders, Panthers. Who gets this win?
Raiders. Raiders at home.
Raiders at home?
Raiders at home.
Raiders at home. The way Northwest has played these last few weeks, does Pine Prairie make this an interesting game through 4 quarters? Very possible.
I don't know, man. They're down right now. I don't know what's going on with them, but I'm going Raiders. I think they're going to be too strong.
Next matchup, it is 3-4 Brobridge at 1-6 Beauchamp. Picked against Brobridge last week. I'm not picking against Brobridge again this week. Brobridge on the road, too strong for a Gator football team that is wounded right now.
Oh, they're banged up real bad. I was talking to a few people, earlier this week, and they're devastated with injuries. Man, they have a lot of people out. So I'm gonna go Brobridge.
Give me Brobridge.
Brobridge across the board. How about your next matchup? 6-1 Grand Lake at 1-5 Benton. Grand Lake just gonna win up front, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
they're going to be too physical.
5-2 Notre Dame Pios headed down to 1-6 DeQuincy. Pios roll in this one.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, Jake. I know it hurts you, but Notre Dame's gonna be too strong, man.
Notre Dame and Welsh just keep winning.
Yeah, Jake said in the comments, said it's going to be an ugly homecoming night for DeQuincy, and I agree it's going to get ugly.
Oh,
and it'll get ugly fast.
Who schedules Notre Dame for homecoming?
That's we got to talk to that guy, don't we? It's like,
holy cow.
Man.
But the Pios on the road in this one.
Right.
How about your next matchup? You start off 0-4, and you right back into the contention to get into So you're in this district race, and now you're into the playoff talks because you
Right.
reeled off 3 in a row. Can Catholic and New Iberia make it a 4-game winning streak when they go down to 2-5 Franklin? That's the big question mark there. A team playing with a lot of confidence versus a scary team that can knock off somebody week in and week out.
Right. They're playing, Catholic and New Iberia is playing well right now, but like I said, they went 0-4. So they either corrected some things, and got everything right, and then you have Franklin that's scary. Franklin can beat you,
Oh yeah.
but I think New Iberia is going to do it.
Believe
I think Catholics New Iberia has turned everything around a little bit, so I'm gonna go with them on the road.
This one's a toss up.
Don't be afraid of it.
You can flip a coin on this
Be
one.
afraid to go against the panel.
I originally had Catholic New Iberia, and I think I'm gonna stick with it. I think you win 3 in a row, and you're winning like that. I believe you go on the road against Franklin. I believe they can pull it off.
4 in a row for Catholic New Iberia, hitting their stride, trying to go and win that district title after the rough start. Boy, would that be a turnaround.
Oh, you're right.
Big win last week for the Crusaders, an emotional win. Now they have to get all of that together, refocus as they have to head down to 5-2 Sacred Heart. Gary, this is a scary Hayden Drudy quarterback that's going to give a lot of defenses problems.
Man, as much as I love Westminster and their program, and coach is doing a great job over there, they're really, there's no other way to say it.
Very young.
They're very, very young, and Sacred Heart is kicking, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, I think they're gonna be, a very difficult team to beat in the future, because we watched that young man go crazy against a good St. Edmunds team, and so I'm sorry, there's no other way to say it. Sacred Heart.
I'm going Sacred Heart. I'm too physical, too efficient, I believe, offensively and defensively for Westminster. I'm gonna go Sacred Heart.
Yeah, I like the Trojans in this one also. Potentially setting up that matchup with OC down the road.
You're right.
We'll keep a close eye on that district race. 7-0 Destrehan. That's a quiet 7-0 football
Yeah,
team.
buddy. I would hate to meet them in the first or second round.
They're going to hit the road, a long road trip down to Sulphur to take on those Tours. And Sulphur, looking for their 3rd win of the season, is not going to be easy as they welcome in undefeated Destrehan, a team that could be dancing in the finals in a few weeks from now.
Yeah, you're right.
I think Destrehan on the road, man, they're a strong football
Right.
team.
Oh yeah.
I think it's going to be one-sided.
All the way around on all 3 phases of the game.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
We're not giving them the credit that they deserve. We have not talked about them yet
No,
this year.
We really haven't.
8 weeks into the season, we got an undefeated team make our week of our list of games here.
Correct.
Keep an eye out on them moving forward.
Yeah, Destrehan's going to be tough.
Next up, 4-3 Opelousas Catholic gonna head down to 3-4 North Central. Opelousas Catholic, and that defense was something to see last week. And Gary, when Chris Brown is taken out of the equation and he's used as a decoy, or all of your team keys on him, then you can get hurt up the middle from Shalette or number 10.
Yeah.
Or the quarterback also. So,
Well, I'm going to tell you right
or
now.
Collins also.
I think OC is going to be way too strong. I think it's going to be
John Michael Jarrow is that
oh
fullback.
God, I think Jarrow's going to go off. I think it's going to be a very long night for North Central. I think OC is going to dominate that game.
Yeah, I like OC in this one also. They have played a, how you say that, gotta grow up early type of schedule.
Right.
Oh yeah, especially playing Oak Grove early in the season.
Right.
OC is gonna win big, I believe.
Yeah, you look at OC and you look at where they're at now. That is accustomed to the team they have and that battle tested schedule they had in the beginning. So OC across the board. 3-4 North Vermilion at 3-4 North Side. A couple of 3-4 teams searching for that fourth win of the season. This is good football here. I mean, this is a game where you finally get away from the LCAs,
Right.
the St. Thomas Moores and the Westgates and the Turlings, and North Vermilion and Northside going to play a competitive football game on Friday night. So somebody has to win this game.
You got a chance to see Northside play, I've never really seen too much about North Vermilion on that. I mean, whenever they Northside played Peabody, that was one of the best games you ever called because I was listening to it and watching it. Here, it was amazing. But man, that's going to be that should be a good ball game. But I think the home field advantage is going to give Northside a little edge, so I'm gonna go Northside.
I'm going North Vermilion.
Vermilion, it's about time. He grabs his chest and said, I'm going against you.
Well, that's fine. I mean, but I think that's not a bad pick at these two games because I mean they both have things to go after, and it's going to be amazing to watch. These two guys, but which team is going to want it more? I mean, Northside had to stomach a heartbreaking loss on the last play of the game whenever they played Peabody, wasn't it? Or was it they won that game? Okay. So they got all this momentum. So look out, man. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what they do. But I'm going to give Northside the edge just a little bit. Just about that much.
Run the football, Northside. Give it to 32. Give it to 4. Give it to 28 and give it to 4. And I think that will win you the football game. Northside, close one at home. Very close.
Mindy says North Vermilion. Chris says Northside. Jake says North Vermilion. So we got a lot of conflict on that game.
You're going to have a lot of conflict on this next one. 3-4 Lake Charles College Prep at 6-1 Iowa. Can you throw the records out and say this is an old roll your sleeves up type of matchup here?
Mm-hmm. Right here.
Right there on the end of the table. Iowa, Lake Charles College Prep. Lake Charles College Prep can still be in this district race if they go win on Friday night.
Right. They can. But here's the catch, though. Will they? I can't really say anything negative about either one. But I'm going to tell you, I think Lake Charles College Prep is a scary ball club.
Oh, one of the scariest. They're one of the scariest around here, I believe.
Man, I think they're going to go in there and give them everything they want, and I wouldn't be surprised if they beat them. So I'm going to go Prep.
Lake Charles College Prep from Mr. Swallow.
I got to get some make up some ground somewhere,
Lake Charles College Prep has one of the toughest, if not the toughest, schedules in the entire state of Louisiana, giving the Trailblazers on the road in Iowa.
Mr. Brandon says the Trailblazers. And Mr. Jordan says Iowa at home.
Hey, that's not a bad pick.
Nope, not at all.
We want to see Iowa St. Louis for the title.
That would be great.
That's what we want to see next week, but Prep can throw everything into the trash and say we're still in the race this week. We'll see. 7-0 Vermilion Catholic Screaming Eagles headed down to 3-4 Centerville. Gary, 23 of 24 quarters without giving up a point. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Vermilion Catholic on the road. Big win for the Screaming Eagles. You agree?
Another big week for
yeah.
for Vermilion.
Another big week for Vermilion Catholic. And I can't wait to see them play Central Catholic next week, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, next week, Vermilion Catholic and Central Catholic. Oh, that's a game.
That's going to be something.
What a 2-week stretch for Central Catholic.
You're right.
About 7-0 Welsh at 3-4 Lake Arthur. Lake Arthur last week reeled off a huge game at Grand Lake, if I'm not mistaken, where they gave them all they could want and more. Can they find a way at home to knock off a red-hot Welsh football team? In this one, the Greyhounds hitting on all cylinders right now. Coach Cody has them guys believing. Are you a believer, Gary?
Yeah. I think Welsh is going to, I hate to say it, I think they're going to pour it on. Welsh is going to run away with that.
I think Lake Arthur's a little bit tougher than the 3-4 record shows. They played Grand Lake for 4 quarters last Friday.
Correct.
And Grand Lake's a very physical team. I think they'll come in, and I think they'll play Welsh tight. But I think at the end, I think it's gonna come down to it. At the end, I think Welsh is gonna win it.
I agree with everything you just said there, Mr. Brendan. After last week, you look at that can they repeat that type of success where you get up 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah.
It's hard to get up for a game, but when it's rivalry week,
Right.
it just means more. So they're gonna come out of the locker room fired up.
And that's a big rivalry. Welsh and Lake Arthur is a huge rivalry.
Most definitely. Oh, yeah. We used to always say they don't like each other.
Oh no, they don't.
They don't.
So we will see how this one pans out, but I think Welsh stays undefeated after 4 quarters on Friday night.
Correct.
4-3 Kaplan at 3-4 St. Martinville. St. Martinville with one of the biggest wins of the season last week, going down to St. Charles and knocking off the Comets.
Wow.
St. Martinville, which St. Martinville team shows up?
Chris said that earlier, and he says, which St. Martinville is going to wake up and walk in, or, dress out? If they play like they played against the Comets, I'm going to tell you right now, they can go in here and win this game easily.
Will they?
That's the key. Will they?
Can Kaplan keep the football away from St. Martinville by feeding capacity?
That's the $1 million question right now. You have to determine which team's going to come in there, and us not knowing, it's hard for us to pick. But I'm going to say, I think if St. Martinville does it and plays like they did last week, I think they win at home.
Give me St. Martinville.
St. Martinville, when you get into district play, you kind of start hitting that gear that you have to hit. I think that they might start to make a little push. But do they have a matchup next week down there at Abbeville?
You're right.
But they have to get through Kaplan first. And like I said, capacity could win this game by keeping the football from them 3, 4, 5 yards a pop. And just time of possession could go win this football game.
And can they stop him? Can they stop him and control him to where they're going to have to punt? I mean, he's getting 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a pop. Their defense has got to rise, but I think if they play like they did last week, yes, they can do it.
4-3 Eunice at 4-3 DeRidder. Key district race matchup here. Winner of this probably will win the district. DeRidder Eunice, how we feeling? Not good.
No, not good at all.
It's a tough choice, tough pick here.
I haven't heard that much about DeRidder, but I've seen a lot about Eunice, and they've been playing some close ball games against teams that I'm not, that really shouldn't have given them that trouble.
Yeah.
That's hard. You go first. I got to think.
I think the reason I made my choice, and I'm going with DeRidder on this one, and I think the reason is seeing as much as Eunice struggled against Washington Marion last week, at them being winless, that kind of just persuaded my choice with DeRidder, and the fact they're playing at home.
Okay, I'm gonna say, I don't know. I just think Eunice rises to the occasion, and I think Eunice is going to end up winning in a close one.
Close win for Eunice, for Gary. Close win for DeRidder for Jordan. You want to introduce this next pick?
4-3 Elton Indians playing at the 5-2 Oberlin Tigers. Talk about a hated game.
Why does Elton win this football team, Brendan? Convince this side of the panel.
Yeah, convince
Why
me.
does Elton win this football game?
Elton's played a tough 2-game stretch. Elton's played a tough 2-game stretch, really tough. Gaydon's a lot better than people give him credit for. Coach Myers down there used to be a defensive coordinator at Elton, moved on over to Gaydon. They lose at home to that one, and they travel on the East Bow and play a really, really tough East Bogart team. I think they're going to go into Oberlin. If I'm not mistaken, they'll get their running back, Sherman Bello. I think they go into Oberlin, and I think they win a tough one.
You're telling me you're going with Oberlin?
No, not this time, man. I'm gonna take my hometown Elton Indians.
Oh, man.
Gary? Who did I pick last week, Gary? Or no, who I picked 2 weeks ago, Elton or Gaydon?
I don't remember. Didn't you pick Elton?
I did. What happened?
Gaydon beat him.
It burnt me. Who I picked last week, East Bow or Elton, Gary?
I think you picked Elton.
East Bow.
You picked East Bow?
And it worked.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Brennan, how can I make this next pick?
It's tough, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a hometown Elton Indian guy, and I contemplated going with Oberlin because Oberlin lost their quarterback week 2, and I was able to talk with one of their assistant coaches not too long ago, Coach Storer, and I asked him how you looking, Coach, and he said we got the athletes, he said, but we got to grow up front. We got to get physical up front, and they got young guys, and sitting at 5-2, it looks like they have. And so, I believe it's going to be tough, but I believe Elton's grown up. I believe those 4 wins that they got, I believe it's going to help them. The 2 losses, I think it's going to help them as well. I think they're going to go into Oberlin and finally get it done, get back on the right track.
Do you agree?
Could happen, but I don't think so. I'm going to go with Oberlin.
Gave you Boudin, Gary.
I know, but I'm sorry, but you know the old saying, you can't pick with your heart, you got to pick with your head.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it this way, I got to look at both sides. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you straight up. I think that they can go in there and do it.
Why's that Oberlin helmet right behind you?
But
I was wondering the same thing.
But will they? I hate to say it. There's a lot of factors in that. Both teams have to stay clean. They have to not turn the ball over. So it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. So I'm going with Oberlin.
I'm going with Oberlin myself, my friend. Next up, Sam Houston at Karen Crow. Jake says, listen to him. We don't know what we're talking about. This game's going to be a lot closer than a lot of people think. Jake says, you have to pick Sam Houston, Gary. Tell him where this game's going to be
Over
played
Karen
at.
Crow?
Tell him where this game's going to be played at.
This game is going to be played at the open air Crow Dome with all that tradition and all of the crazies. The crazies are going to come out So it is going to be a not a crazy atmosphere. I'm sorry, Karen Crow is going to blow them out.
Golly.
I'm saying it.
I didn't go that extreme.
You don't think it's going to be even close?
I think it's going to be
Not
close.
one bit?
For the first half. Then after that, it's going to be a walkaway. I'm telling you.
Oh,
Watch it.
man, I don't know.
I'll say this about Sam Houston: they're battle tested.
I think it's
They
gonna
are.
St. Louis has got 3 losses,
I think it'll be a close one.
with one and with 2 of them being to probably the high potential of being 2 state
Oh,
champions in Manny
Most
and
definitely.
Acadiana.
Oh, I agree with you on
But
that.
you look at that 3rd loss, and it's to New Iberia,
Right.
to
So,
a struggling team.
But you're looking at this is Karen Crow and Karen Crow. This is the Crow Dome
see,
He's-
kicking.
He's passionate about
No,
the Crow Dome.
Bubba.
oh yeah,
Don't mess with me about the Crow.
oh yeah.
I'm sorry. And Minnie's going to shoot me if ever I pick against him. So it's all good.
He likes the Crow Dome, ladies
Oh,
and
yeah.
gentlemen.
I think Karen, well, and I'm picking. I said Runaway. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Karen Crow is going to be a little bit too much
I
at
think
home.
Karen Crow wins at home. But I agree with Jake. I think Sam Houston is going to give him a lot more than they think they're going to get.
Oh, yeah. And we pick at everybody on the side saying Runaway and this, that, and the other. It's going to be a close game, I think.
Oh yeah, I believe so.
The open air Crow Dome
That's
strikes
right.
again.
You're right.
Karen Crow staying in the mix, trying to set up a Week 10 matchup with Acadiana. If Acadiana beats Southside this
That
week,
would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Karen Crow across the board. How about Catholic of Point Capee coming in 6-1 at 4-3 St. Ed's? Can Johnson get going this week? They kept him in check last week. You got to think he's itching for a big night. And all you seen on Friday night, how about the Taylor Dare show, Gary Swallow?
Correct.
That
You're right.
man played possessed. He's a really good football team and a fine young man we got to talk to afterwards.
Right, most definitely.
But Catholic of Point Capee coming off of a loss, got to have a bad taste in their mouth because you know they didn't play up to their standard of football.
You're right. They didn't, and they'll be the first one to tell you that. They just didn't play. They just didn't play their type of football. And I watched the second half, and I was just amazed at what happened. But I think they're going to get it back this week. I think it's going to be Catholic of Point Capee. It's going to be too much for St. Ed's. Even though I love St. Ed's, I'm sorry. I think Point Capee is going to be too much strong for them.
Brendan?
I'm going St. Ed's at home.
St. Ed's at home.
I think St. Ed's it's a very tough place to play, and
Oh, I agree.
you got they took a tough loss to Sacred Heart last week, and I think they're going to take care of business at home.
So you think Johnson gets back on track and then Dare has another big night?
I think he does.
All right.
I hope so. I think that'd be an interesting thing as far as district.
Catholic of Point Capee on the road, Gary Swallow. If the Catholic of Point Capee team that showed up on the road and blew out Sacred Heart shows up, that's scary. But
You're right.
the Catholic of Point Capee team that showed up last week, St. Ed's really does have a good shot in this one. But I'm going to say they don't play bad 2 weeks in a row. So I
That-
got to go Catholic of Point Capee.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Do you think that they're going to be down for 2 weeks in a row? I don't think they've ever been down 2 weeks in a row since we've been covering them. So it's going to be interesting.
Right. 5-2 Abbeville Wildcats going down to 4-3 ERAF Bobcats. ERAF with that air raid offense gave Kaplan fits last week. Now they welcome in one of the better defenses that we've seen in person this season. Abbeville Wildcats with that defense. Can they slow up ERAF this coming week?
I think the defense is gonna rise to the occasion, and I think Abbeville is gonna take it. I think it's gonna be close, but I think Abbeville is gonna be able to stop them.
I think there's a lot of fireworks on Abbeville.
Abbeville on the road, Mr. Swallow. Gotta get it going with their offense because you don't want to get into a track meet with this team. So I gotta go Abbeville. Defense keeps them in the game. Somebody's blowing the chat up right now, so why don't you just take a hike? Next matchup, ladies and gentlemen, how about 5-2 Neville at 5-2 Tioga?
That's going to be a ball game.
It could be. Tioga, really good offensive line. Neville, really good playmakers on that football team.
Oh, yeah.
Can Tioga run the football on this Neville football team?
Man. But you picked some good ones this week. Almost as good as last week. I'm going to go Neville.
I'm doing the same thing.
You got to go Neville on the road. They've been playing better as of late.
Right.
5-2 Vidalia at 5-2 General Trash. Really intriguing pick here. Does Trash at home be the difference? Vidalia coming off a big loss last week. You know they're looking to bounce back.
Yeah. Man, I'll be honest with you. There's just something about General Trash that catches my eye. I'm going to go with Trash.
I'm going Trash.
General Trash across the board. About 5-2 Arcadia at 5-2 Homer. Homer. Their only two losses this year, Gary. Brendan to Union Parish and to the number one ranked team in the state of Arkansas. For a combined 13 points. Homer at home gets it done big.
I agree.
I agree with you on that, Homer.
This next matchup, we see the state runner-ups from a year ago go down and take on St. Mary's. So Logansport at St. Mary's, 5-2 versus 6-1. We saw this St. Mary's football team early in the season. We said, man, that's a good quarterback. That's a good football team that just ran out of gas.
Right.
Did we expect them to be 6-1 coming into week 8? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Not after what we saw, but we did expect them to win some games.
Mm-hmm.
We did talk about that on the way back. And I'm going to be honest with you, if they're clicking on all cylinders, I think they can do it. Will they against Logansport, though? I mean,
They got their hands full this week, but you got a confidence bunch.
Right.
A group that's confident going into week 8, and they're playing at home.
Right.
I think they play at Northwestern State, if I'm not mistaken.
They do.
I think so, yeah.
Who you like, Gary?
You know, we watched St. Mary's, and they ran out of gas, against a good team.
Should be well conditioned by now.
By now, I think they're going to be all right. I'm going to go with St. Mary's.
St. Mary's, big-time pick.
At home. At home. I think it gives them that little edge. But I'm going to tell you, Logansport is going to be a very tough team to beat. So I got to give it to St. Mary's. I think I'm going to go with them.
Oh, yeah, I'm going St. Mary's.
St. Mary's for Gary, St. Mary's for Brendan, and we're going to go Logansport for myself. Road Dogs, get it done.
It's going to be that should be a very good ball game.
It's
right
going to
there.
be a good game. It wouldn't surprise me if Logansport pulled
Right.
it off on the road.
But I would tell you, I will think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a close ball game.
Oh, yeah.
How about this next one? 6-1 Dunham at 5-2 East Feliciana. After what I saw last week with Dunham, I can't pick against them.
Yeah, I agree. I think I got to go with Dunham.
And I'm going right along with y'all. We done them.
How about 5-2 Cedar Creek at 6-1 Ouachita Christian? Cedar Creek, they play really good defense. Ouachita Christian, they play really good offense. Now these two teams meet on Friday night. Something's got to give. Will it be an offensive night or will it be a defensive night? Can Creek go spoil Christian's party?
I'm going to go Ouachita Christian. I think that home field is going to give them the edge.
Their offense is really good. Their receivers run really good routes. And I think they established the run game to set up the pass. I like Ouachita Christian.
Give me Wichita Christian.
Next matchup, 6-1 Union Parish at 5-2 Richwood. We looked at this district earlier. We said this one is still wide open, but for this night, the Trey Holly show lives on, and his yardage adds on another week.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Union Parish.
Union.
How about the Roos? 6-1 going down to 6-1 Slaughter Community Charter. This is a close district race also with huge implications. Who's going to get the edge in this one? Gary, you like the Roos, but you like them under the water tower. Do you like them on the road also?
I'll be honest with you. I like them no matter what. But you know, can they go? Slaughter. Slaughter's been playing some good ball.
Slaughter was in the semis a couple years back.
Right. And can the Roos continue their dominance? Man, I gotta go with Kentwood, man. I'm sorry. I just gotta go with the Roos.
It's a really good pick. I'm rolling with you myself.
Yeah. And give me the Roos.
The Roos across the board representing Division 4. But your next matchup, this should clear up whoever will meet up with St. James. 6-1 Edie White at 6-1 Berwick. Big time matchup. Berwick looking to bounce back this week. Edie White looking to continue to roll. Who wins this football game?
Man, honestly, I picked against Edie White once and I lost. I've got to go with Edie White. I think they're clicking on all cylinders right now. They're rocking in the Thibodaux area. I think it's going to be a close ball game, but I think Edie White's defense is just too much.
Brendan? Berwick?
I'm going Edie White.
Berwick it is. Edie White across the board. I can't wait for that St. James Edie White matchup.
That's going to be awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, 6-1 Cecilia at 6-1 Opelousas High. You're going to have a packed stadium
It's
full
gonna
of
be
electric energy. Both sidelines ready for this contest. You can see it on social media. You get there early. You get you a seat. You sit down and you watch a show.
You're right. And I think you're going to have a really fine show.
Can't wait to get out there Friday night. Cecilia and Opelousas High. It's a big one. You don't want to miss it in person, but if you do, we got you covered.
We'll be covering it. So tune in.
Now, who wins this football game?
OHS. Home field. OHS, going to be a raucous crowd. OHS.
The way OHS has played this year, and the teams they beat along the way, you're talking about a team playing with more confidence in the state right now, besides a Turling's football team.
Right.
That confidence level is out of the roofs. They will be ready.
You're right.
But you got to think Cecilia not backing down. They're going to come in and they're going to come claw and scratch for every yard on Friday night. I can't wait for the environment. I can't wait to see this game play out for 48 minutes.
Right.
Cecilia, OHS, Brendan.
We got a saying where I'm from, and we say crank the bus. And I'm going to say this. Crank the bus, get the train horns, get the fire trucks there. Going to be fireworks. I'm going Opelousas. OHS.
The fire trucks are actually next door to the stadium.
Right next door to the stadium, man. All they got to do is just turn the nozzle.
Turn the nozzle on. But, yeah, OHS at home, not a better team in the area has played better than what they have this year.
No, they've really turned themselves around. I'm so proud of them, man. They're a good ball club right there.
Next up, St. Aug versus John Curtis. 5-2 versus 6-1. All Curtis did last week was come down to Acadiana and knock off the Rams in a big way. This John Curtis football team, they might be back. Troy said they're not back. Troy said not yet. I don't know, Troy. Do they have to beat St. Aug for us to finally think they're back? It's been a couple years since they've been at that level.
But look what they did. I mean, they basically came in and they dominated. So I mean, I've got to go with John Curtis, man. I'm sorry. I've got to go with Curtis on this one.
Any time last Friday, Acadiana tried to call their way back. John Curtis just put that little bit of hope they had to sleep, and I'm gonna take John Curtis over St. Aug. It's gonna be a big game. I think there's gonna be a lot of points scored, but I'm gonna take John Curtis.
Right. St. Aug is not gonna just roll over and play dead.
Oh no.
But I think Curtis is gonna be too powerful.
Yeah, Curtis, big time win, moves to 7-1 on the year. All roads lead to Edna Core or Catholic of Baton Rouge, in my opinion.
Lord have mercy.
So both of these two teams trying to get to that point. How about 6-1 Westgate headed down to 5-2 LCA senior night? Will that be the difference? We can't say home field advantage, Gary.
No.
Because LCA's only 2 losses of the year came at home.
Right.
Westgate, they're still a good football team. They lost a close one. Well, not really close, but they lost to a really good Turlings football team.
Right.
Now you put these two teams on the same field, you expecting fireworks when these two teams meet.
Oh, this is going to be a hellacious game as far as fireworks. I'm telling you, they're coming. LCA is a good ball club, but they haven't played, I guess the way I can say it is they haven't played smart football on those losses and stuff. And Westgate, they lost to Turlings. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can hang your head about by losing to Turlings.
No, not 7-0.
So look out. I think Westgate takes this one at LCA. I think Westgate's going to end up coming back and redeeming themselves.
Brendan?
Every single one of LCA's games has been a slugfest. It's been big name schools they played every week. 2 losses coming at home against a great Ruston team.
Correct.
I'm with you, Chris.
And so I'm going to go, and I'm going to take LCA, gets it done against Westgate this week.
Yeah, you go back to that Turlings game. It's 4th and 10. All you got to do is knock the ball down, and the game's over.
Yep.
Right.
One play.
One play there. So on senior night, those guys rallied together, and I don't think they lose on senior night, but they could. Westgate is a good football team. So we will see LCA on senior night gets it done close. Very, very close win here in this one. Gary, 6-1 Southside at 5-2 Acadiana. We said it all week. You want to be the big dogs of the district, you got to go take the big dogs out.
You're right.
Acadiana has owned this district, and Southside has emerged on the scene. Last year, they were runner-ups in this district with 1 loss to Acadiana.
Correct.
This year, they are right back into contention, and it's the best team they've ever had in their short time period. No rest for the weary. They got the Rams this week. They got confidence. They got a hell of a squad. Can they go knock off the big dogs in District 5A?
That's the
Want to be the district
question.
champs, you got to go knock off Acadiana. You knocked off Karen Crow already. Now you got to go knock off the big dogs.
Right. Oh, man. Go ahead.
I'll say this. Acadiana's tough. Tough loss to John Curtis. Tough loss to LCA at LCA. Southside's on the up and coming. I think in the future that Southside's going to get it done. I just don't think they're going to get it done this time. I'm going to say Acadiana at home.
I agree with you on everything you said, except the fact that they're not going to do it this time. I think they're on a high. I think they're playing possess ball.
If there was ever a year, it's this
And
year
I
to do
think
it.
this is the year that Southside upsets Acadiana. Sorry, Mindy.
And it's not
Oh,
often.
I'm sorry, Mindy picked.
It's not often Gary picks against Acadiana, folks.
No, it's not. I mean,
In
I'm
this
sorry.
4-year span, I don't think I've ever seen him pick against Acadiana.
I don't think I have. I honestly don't think I have. But that's just Coach Fontenot is doing something special at Southside, and I admire him, and I've talked to him, personally over the years, and I think he is just doing something so special over there to where he's making the Lafayette area more competitive, and I think he's going to do it this time. His team.
Southside's got a really damn good shot to go into Bill Dotson Stadium this week and knock off the Rams, Gary. But you are famous for the old saying. You always said this: an Acadiana team coming off of a loss, that's not a team you want to play.
No.
Give me Acadiana at home in a thrilling football game that comes down to the wire.
It's possible. And I'll be honest with you, if Acadiana has the ball last and they're down by maybe a touchdown or 6 points or 3 points or whatever the case may be, and they got the ball with about 4 minutes left in the game, they're going to drive the ball down the field and probably score. So Southside's going to have to put points on the board. That's all they're going to have to put the points on the board regularly. And they've been explosive all year, so I think they will.
The challenge is
can they stop the Veer?
Can Acadiana keep up with Southside?
That's going to be the $1 million question right there.
I think it's going to come down to who forces a turnover. I've watched a few games of Acadiana this year, and at times they've gotten a little bit sloppy on offensive side of the ball, and they turn the ball over a little bit. If Southside can force a turnover or two and capitalize on that, Southside's got a very strong chance to beat this Acadiana football team.
But Southside has to stay clean too.
Oh, yeah.
They cannot give the ball to Acadiana on their side of the field. They cannot do that. They can't make mistakes.
They will take advantage of that for sure.
Final game of the night, ladies and gentlemen. It belongs to 6-1 St. Thomas More at 7-0 Turlings. The big one in Lafayette Parish resides at Turlings Catholic High School this week. Brendan, Gary, we said it. St. Thomas More has owned this rivalry the last few years.
Right.
It is fun when Turlings is good and they can make this game competitive. If there was ever a year where Turlings can knock off St. Thomas More, oh, baby, it's this year.
You're right.
You want to see a team that went to Westgate and knocked off Westgate. You want to see the team that went to LCA and knocked off LCA. Well, how about we let this Turlings team welcome in their rivals at home this week? That's all you need to know. Not picking against them. Turlings at home finally gets it done. The Rebels knock off the Cougars, Gary.
I'm with you, buddy. I think that they are just playing. And,
it's their year.
It's their year because, I mean, honestly, I'll be honest with you, and Jordy can tell you this. I always said they got to prove it to me. They got to prove it to me. Well, I'm sorry. They've been proving it to me, so I'm on the bandwagon now. I think Turlings is going to be – I think they're going to play a good ball game, but I think Turlings is going to come out on top.
I think Turlings is going to put the stamp on that number 1 seed. They're going to win at home against St. Thomas More, and they're going to secure that number 1 seed for sure. I don't think they budge from that spot.
And we're going to see this rematch in the semis.
Jake asks, has Turlings ever beaten St. Thomas More? I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
Have they?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not
This
sure.
is a long rivalry.
Right.
It's just been owned the last few years.
Right. It's been exciting.
That concludes our picks this week, ladies and gentlemen. Some big ones on Thursday night and some huge ones on Friday night. We can't wait to see how this pans out. Holly's lock of the week looking to go 7-1. Let's see if she can get it done. Gary, Brendan, final thoughts as we close the door here on Wednesday night.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to say I appreciate y'all having me here. Hope y'all enjoyed the boudin.
Oh, most definitely.
No,
I'm gonna get me another piece. There wasn't left in there.
it was a pleasure sitting here and talking football with y'all for this period of time. What a week 8. Can't ask for any bigger matchups than what we got. So,
Well, I just want to say thank you for the boudin, first of all, and thank you for coming down. High school sports is so exciting, and we have the opportunity to call these games and working with these kids. These kids are the ones that put all of their efforts out in here, and I want to just keep on saying that, hey, keep playing, especially you seniors. It's getting closer and closer to the end of your high school career, and that's one of the things that you got to keep working. Enjoy the moment right now. Play your hearts out. Do your best, because before you know it, we're in week 8 already.
oh yeah,
Before you know it, it's going to be over.
yep.
So good luck to all of you guys, and I think this is going to be an awesome ball game, and I can't wait to call it. And I know you're going to be Thursday night. You're going to have an awesome ball game to call also. But I mean, just keep striving, get better, and set your goals high. And can't never tell when it's going to end, but hopefully it's going to go all the way to the dome.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we close the door on Week 8 Wednesday night show, so much football action still yet to be played. Best of luck this upcoming week to the players and coaches around the state of Louisiana. We can't wait for Thursday night football with Kinder and South Bow, and Friday night football with OHS and Cecilia. And then you have your recap show Friday night. Look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow night, Friday night, and also in the post game. We will close the door now. Thank you so much to our guest picker, Mr. Brendan, for coming down from Elton, Louisiana, being a great guest tonight, and talking some high school football with us. We got to do it again.
Yes, sir, for sure. Anytime. Thank y'all so much.
And just one more thing. Get well soon, Big D.
Get well soon, Big D, for sure. Thank you so much to Mr. Gary Swallow for always allowing us to use his studio. Thanks so much to Keith Crozier for sitting in the back and making everything happen tonight behind the scenes. And thank you so much for Holly Revere letting us do this week in and week out, because she does not have to. And she does.
But she does, yes. Thank you.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow night. Signing off for Under the Lights Week 8 edition of high school football.